Let's talk about our reliance on liquefied natural gas. That is our sort of swing winter source of energy, yes?
Correct?
And it comes mostly from Trinidad and Tobago,
Correct?
the Everett Port Terminal,
Correct?
and it's subject to global spot prices.
Well, I would say there's another major import point for New England, which is the St. John Terminal in New Brunswick. Between
those two.
terminal and Everett is where the gas comes.
But it's subject to the spot price globally, right, that LNG?
Correct?
So Massachusetts is at the whim of global movements in LNG prices, right? So when something exogenous happens, like, I don't know, Russia invades Ukraine, we bear the brunt of higher LNG prices.
That's correct.
So Massachusetts is not in control of its own energy destiny right now.
Correct. I think Massachusetts could do some things to reduce those effects.
And those things could include offshore wind?
And yes, or dual fueling or relieving the gas pipeline constraints.
Let's talk about some of those in the next minute. Offshore wind, as you said, actually the wind does blow in the wintertime pretty consistently, which is exactly when we have that peak LNG demand. And so offshore wind would be very helpful in offsetting our vulnerability to global LNG spot prices. Nuclear, would it help us if we built a nuclear power plant in Massachusetts?
It would, but I think that'll be some time before that would be practically realized.
Well, the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago, but the second best time is now, right?
Yep, I agree.
And then tell me about dual use in our last 30 seconds.
Say again?
Dual use, the dual fueling?
A dual fuel. So that's really to allow, we have some 7,000 megawatts of gas-only resources that cannot access gas from the pipelines when it gets cold. So one way of working around the gas constraint is for the New England states to allow for permitting of dual fueling, which would allow them to switch to fuel oil and utilize that fuel instead of gas.
Thanks for your time and your expert testimony, Mr. Van Melle.